Hello everybody, this is your boy Wallys Boston. Let me introduce y'all to another episode of Wally's Kitchen. Now see, I got the table set up. Some of the ingredients is over there. I got some off in the cut. Got a green pepper, yellow pepper, got that hamburger, Parmesan cheese, tomato sauce, tomato paste, diced tomatoes, Zeta and plenty seasonings, just to name a few of them things. Now we're gonna get to chopping some up. So we're just gonna cut off a little piece of this pepper. I ain't gonna use the whole thing. Just wanna get a couple of corners here and put it back in the bag so I can come back to it and use it again. Let me go ahead and back this back up. You know, we ain't wasting nothing over here. This is about $1.85 worth of pepper left to this bag, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Not too much onion. I'm not crazy on the onions, but it do taste good when you blend it. Hit it with a little mix blend. Let's take off these peels. What I'm gonna do right now is actually I'm gonna take out the ground beef and I'm gonna start frying the ground beef, y'all. It's not really necessary to put oil in your pan, because the ground beef is going to make grease in the pan anyways, so we're going to go ahead and just load some of this on. Break it up like some nice premium bud. I like to do like a little higher than a medium, not really like to go too high on the jets, because then I like to get a nice even fry. And we're just gonna pour this in here. Let that marinate. Got that ziti in there. Now that the ziti's in there, I'm gonna pour a little more oil into this, you know, just so it doesn't stick. And I'm gonna season the meat up with a few things, more than a few things. We're gonna season this up nice, y'all. We're gonna season this up nice. I'm gonna hit it with some of this. Hit it with some of that oniano. Let's hit it with some of this good. Hit it with some of this hamburger. Now what I'm gonna do is I'll take the spoon here. I'm gonna stir those couple ingredients around like so. Just a couple. We just put a couple seasonings in. We're gonna let them, you know, we're gonna let them mix in real quick. And we're gonna add some more seasonings. All right. Boom. Let it chop up. Let it get nice and brown. Sometimes you might want to turn the heat down if it's all going too fast for you. We're just going to time it out. We're going to go in with some of this, a little bit of that. Got some of this Brazilian steakhouse we're going to add to that. That's really good. Yeah. We're not going to shoot on the Brazilian steakhouse. No, no, no. Whip it on up. Mix it up a little bit more. It's getting nice and brown now, you know. And if you want to taste it, you can always just, you know, taste how the hamburger's coming out. You know, like I said, cook to your liking. You guys can see it's getting greasy. Like I said, y'all have to add that oil. Don't forget to check on your. You don't want to let the zitis just sit in there. You want to always stir them up, because it will stick to the pan and it will stick together. So if you're going to multitask, just make sure you are on point with this. This hamburger's looking really good, smelling really good. If y'all can smell through the camera, man, I'll be like, man, what's that boy making? Okay, we just gonna let that sit. I'm gonna add a couple things in off camera. I'm not gonna let everybody see all of the ingredients, but you got to see it in your mouth. I'm gonna let that sit for a little while. Those zitis are just about done. Hamburger looks beautiful. Let's get that hamburger out and get it into a strainer. We're gonna get this beef in here. Damn, that smells so good. Oh man. Oh man, shake and bake, baby. Shake and bake, baby. The ground beef and the noodles got done about the same time. I mean, the noodles, they probably were in there about 2 minutes more or so, but that's okay. So it's time to do the same thing to these noodles. Alright, you're gonna drain the noodles, so be careful. Ooh, these handles is hot. Woo! Season up these noodles while they're straining. Tell you guys what, we're gonna take out this butter. I'm gonna put a little more of this butter in here. Gonna let it melt because the noodles are nice and hot right now. But I want some buttery noodles. Not gonna do too crazy. Just take a couple boom booms. You know, let that, you know, mix it on there. You can see it melting. See the steam just coming up off that. And now I'm going to add some. We gotta put some pepper. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna put some pepper. And put a little bit garlic powder, little onion powder in it. Not too much, cause listen, season the taste. But I'm a seasoning guy, seasonal guy. Call me a seasonal guy when it comes to seasoning. Garlic powder. Ooh, ooh yeah. Gave it a little taste. That's good. Ooh. Alright, we're gonna let these chill right here. Shake them up a little bit. Toss these veggies in here. Let them saute. Get them in. Get them in there. Snap, crackle, motherfucking pop, baby. Saute. Nice flavor. Get your flavor palette going here. Gonna let those saute up. Oh yeah. That's smelling real good right there. I'm gonna turn the heat down really low because this meat's already done and we don't want this to burn. Okay. I'm gonna add the meat in. Pause. Add the meat. Add the ground beef to the pan. That sound better for y'all? Add the ground beef to the pot. That sound better for y'all? Now here we go. Boom. Now we're gonna stir this up. The heat's still on low. And now I'm actually going to turn off the pilot. We don't need it on right now. And turn that off. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add some meat sauce right now. Not gonna add it all right now, but I'm gonna add some meat sauce right now. Some of that. And we're also gonna add some of these diced tomatoes in there right now. I don't want it all extra juicy, so I'm just gonna like let out some of the juice. I'm actually gonna scoop them out with a spoon so I can get less juice. Alright, we're gonna add some of these dices in here. Okay. We're gonna give this a nice little mix around. Oh, that looks beautiful. Ooh, smells even better. Smells even better. And don't worry guys, I always should get something extra. I got a smoked sausage in the fridge just in case I feel like there's not enough ground beef in there. You can always add some up because the ziti really adds up to a lot more than you think it does. We'll add the ziti to the pot. You don't want to add all the ziti at once because what will happen is it'll get all clumped up and confused. And then, you know, like I said, I'm not using a big huge pot, so you're gonna want to mix the ziti in with the ground beef, like so, you know. Because if I poured all that in, there's no way I'd be able to move it. Sometimes it might even be too much ziti. Sometimes you might not even have to use all the ziti. We're just gonna see how this works out. So now I'm gonna go in with the other half of the sauce, like so. Some of that. Pour a little more. Okay. Get some of these, more of these diced tomatoes in here, and we're gonna go ahead and mix. And we'll even it out. Oh yeah. Now this is how you want it to look. Okay. A nice little stir there. Alright. Like I said, if I don't feel like it's enough beef in it as it's sauteing, I will add the smoked sausage to it and even it on out. Right now I'm going to go in with some basil, we're going to go in with some oregano, and I'm going to add a couple things off the camera. You definitely want to make sure you got your basil and your oregano in there when you're doing, you know, you're making a pasta. You know, don't be stingy, let's even it out. Okay, now we're gonna mix it. Do a little mix in here. Let it blend in. Let those flavors glisten. Don't worry about it being on the top, because as it cooks, you're gonna be moving it around. You know, you're gonna be dibbling and dabbling. So, like I said, season to taste. Put a little bit of that in there. Add a little more season. Now I move most of the basil and stuff to the bottom that was on the top. So right now I'm gonna add a little more on top and repeat the process. All right. Yeah. You know, after I'm done mixing and fixing, I'm gonna sit there and let that just do its thing for about 30 minutes. Taste it every now and then, and we're going to remove the top. Hit y'all with a couple more, boom, before I fully get this thing going here. You want to add the tomato paste just to add a little thickness to it. You know, you don't want it all runny. You want that to be a nice, thick sauce. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put the tomato paste in, mix it around, and as I said, we're going to let it do its thing. Let's go ahead with some of this. Yeah, that's dry. Okay, now we're getting that in there. Go with that tomato paste, we're just going to mix it around here. You know, flip it. Flip it. You want to flip. You don't really want to stir, you want to flip. Fold over. You want to fold it over. You know, you stir it, you're not going to be doing anything but breaking up those beautiful zitis. So we're going to just do fold overs. And, you know, we are going to let it do what it do. Alright. Get that nice and sauced. I don't like too much sauce. You know, I just like just enough. Let's incorporate everything evenly so we get a real nice taste, y'all. Oh, smell it. Stir it every once in a while, just stir it up. Okay. But you can't do ziti and pasta without the Parmesan cheese. We're gonna put some Parmesan on there. Put some Parmesan on there. Mix it up. Put some of that Parmesan in. Oh yeah. Don't forget what I said, y'all. Fold, fold. See? and let it simmer because it's breaking everything down real nicely. It's breaking down the tomato paste. Oh yeah. I mean, just looking at the color it is right now, I can pretty much see that's where I want to be with it. So I'm going to throw a little more Parmesan on it, mix it around, and I'm going to get to cutting up my smoked sausage in the cut. We're going to put the sausage in there. Oh yeah, we're going to add the sausage. Yeah. Not going to be stingy with it either. We're going to cook up some more. I just wanted to mix it in. Yeah, let's get this mixed. Okay. I got it on a low temp at the bottom, a little lower than medium, you know, just so that nothing burns and that it cooks properly. I'm going to chop up some more of that sausage and add it to the mix. If you can smell it, woo, you can smell it. I'll tell you right now. Let it do its thing. Ooh. Now see what that's looking like, right? Let simmer for a little while. Give it a little twirl. Oh, man, you can smell it with the container on it, but I'm telling you, once you take it off, it's like, man. Oh yeah. I don't got too much longer to cook this. I added my smoked sausage. We let that simmer for like 5-10 more minutes. Top it off with some parsley flakes and a little Parmesan, just to make it look even more efficient. And then we have it. Let this bad boy simmer just a little bit. And we ready to plate it, y'all. All plated up and ready to eat. Such a good treat. Let's get the first little. Oh. Woo. Just how I like it.